Here, you can be the hunter, or even the hunted. That's the rule of this place. The dangerous wilderness can change at any moment. People call the lion a king. But the throne of the savannah is not made of gold. It is made of blood, territory, cubs that must survive the dry season, and roars loud enough to tell the world that this ground already belongs to someone. In the Masai Mara, dawn is not merely the arrival of light across the grass. It is the hour when the pride rises from a hot night, from old hunger, from patrols that lasted until just before sunrise. Lionesses emerge from the shade, shoulders low, eyes still heavy, as if sleep has not fully left them. The males stand behind, mane catching the first light, listening to the land as though it could be torn away in a single, careless night. The strength of a lion does not lie in the individual, it lies in society. Among the big cats, that is the exception. A pride is a structure of roles, of relationships, of a discipline that is never spoken aloud. The lionesses are the backbone of daily life. They hunt, nurse, guard, and share the angles of an ambush. One pushes a zebra herd off course, another cuts in front, a third blocks the retreat toward the dry gully. There is no shouting, no command, only a knowledge already written into nerve and blood. Then the burst comes. The grassland seems to jump off its axis. Hooves strike, dust lifts, the grass breaks, and somewhere inside that prey herd, one body misses the rhythm. But inside all that power is a harder truth. Lions are never secure. A strong pride today may be broken tomorrow. The dominant males live under constant pressure. Hold the borders, hold breeding rights, hold the roar that travels farther than the next coalitions. If a younger, larger, more ruthless alliance of males enters the territory, the entire structure can change hands. And when that happens, the tragedy rarely ends with wounds. Cubs sired by the old rulers may be killed to force the lionesses back into reproductive cycle. On these plains, inheritance is not told through tenderness. It is written through replacement. That is the real turning point in the story of the king. Lion power is not a crown resting safely in place. It is a burden. The roar that rolls across the savannah at dusk is not only meant to threaten rivals, it is also a form of reassurance. I am still here. I still hold this land. I have not yet been pushed outside it, like the younger nomadic males drifting along the edges of someone else's kingdom. Their manes dusty, their bellies narrow, their eyes red from restless nights. Some will spend their entire lives as ghosts around the territories of stronger males, waiting for an uprising that may never come. Even so, the lion remains one of the pillars of this ecosystem. It keeps grazing herds in a permanent state of caution, forcing them to move, to judge where to sleep, where to graze, where to drink. It prevents the grassland from being swallowed by excess. And once the pride finishes eating, the remains feed hyenas, vultures, insects, soil, and next season's grass. No king stands alone. The lion is only the most visible face of a much deeper network. When night falls and its roar rolls across ground still warm from the day, the sound carries more than majesty. There is exhaustion in it. There is warning. There is fear. A king in Africa does not live to be admired. He lives to protect what he has for one more night. The lion entrusts his future to the pride. The leopard chooses the opposite path entirely, alone, in shadow, across a landscape where a single wrong step can cost an entire season of hunger. It is the predator of the edge between light and dark, of low thickets, tree shadows cut across hot land. Its golden coat marked with black rosettes was never made for beauty. It was made to fracture the outline of its body into patches, to dissolve into dry grass, bark, and leaf shadow. Millions of years ago, its ancestors crossed from Asia through hard country and kept on their bodies. Only what mattered most for a solitary life: soft feet, low shoulders, a tail long enough to balance, and the strength to kill prey and then remove remove that prey from whatever came afterward. A mature leopard may defend a range stretching across dozens of square kilometers. It needs no fence posts. Territory is written in scent, claw marks on bark, and the silent presence of the owner himself. The dry season makes that life harder than ever. The ground cracks open. Heat rises as if from a kiln. Waterholes shrink into mud. Where water remains, hyenas have often arrived first. A large clan can dominate almost anything by sheer numbers, not to mention the crushing force of its jaws. The leopard knows this. It does not compete unless forced. It goes farther, finds damp places others overlook, and accepts thirst if that is the price of survival. But thirst is only one problem. The leopard must also hunt. Impala become one of its familiar targets, spring-loaded, quick, alert, capable of moving in herds that function like defensive walls and nerves and vision. The leopard advances one careful step at a time, setting each foot down as though afraid to crack the earth. The whole hunt is a contest between time and sound. It waits for the wind to die, for the herd to let down its guard for one breath, for hunger and patience to meet in the same instant. Then comes the strike, short, controlled, clean. The prey may have half a second to understand what has happened, but the turning point of the leopard's story does not lie in the pounce. It lies in what comes next. The savannah is full of animals ready to steal from it. So the leopard hauls its kill into a tree, jaw clamped around the neck, spine bowed, claws fixed into bark. It raises the carcass step by step, removing the meal from the ground. The war of numbers begins. The solitary hunter survives not because it is stronger than the lion or crocodile, but because it understands that true victory means eating what it killed before someone else catches the scent of blood. Its success, therefore, always stands on a ledge above failure. And this strike means wasted energy in dry grass. A stolen carcass may mean several nights with an empty stomach. Then the rain comes. The cracked land turns green. New grass shoots upward, in some places taller than a man. The air cools. Rain on leaves becomes cover of another kind. And with the rain comes the great migration. Vast herds of wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle push northward from the Serengeti into the Masai Mara. For the leopard, this is a season of both opportunity and confusion. The young zebra drifts from the herd. The leopard lies pressed to the earth, body bent like a drawn bow. The chance of success against zebra is low, but the reward is too large to ignore. It moves through the folds of the land, using grass and mud as camouflage. Then it bursts out. The mare wheels and chases, bites, kicks, screams through the language of her body. Maternal instinct is the one force on the savannah that does not fully obey probability. But this time, it is not enough. The leopard keeps hold of the foal and vanishes into cover. The savannah does not reward courage. It grades only the result. The real danger now no longer comes only from hyena or zebra mare. It comes from the land itself changing. The average temperature of the savannah has risen. Dry seasons stretch longer. Shade grows rarer. Water grows rarer. The shadows leopards need are disappearing. Wildlife corridors, GPS collars, ecotourism, and real-time tracking are being used in many places. These are not embellishments to a story. They are attempts to restore the last darkness a leopard can still vanish into. When one sees a leopard pass through tall grass and seem to dissolve into the landscape, it becomes hard not to wonder who placed that gift inside every rosette. The ability to disappear at the exact moment it must. Beneath the branches where it hoists its kills, another species is already waiting, not to pull prey upward, but to drag everything lower. Closer to bone, closer to truth, closer to the night. People hear the hyena's laughter and think of disorder. On the savannah, that is a dangerous mistake. That broken, rattling sound is not amusement. It is information, alarm, calling, status, frustration. spotted hyenas live in clans that can become vast, led by dominant females. Cubs playing at the den mouth are not there for innocence. They are learning lore. They grow by reading posture, glances, scent marks, and the space between bodies. High shoulders, sloping back, powerful neck, crushing jaws. The hyena looks as if it was forged specifically to yank, wrench, tear, and grind. It walks on four legs like a tool of the night. But its greatest strength lies elsewhere: timing. In the day, when heat pins lions into whatever shade remains and the grassland seems to hold its breath, hyenas continue working the margins, smelling for cracks in the order. A new male coalition has just taken over a pride. A pride has lost cubs. A run of failed hunts is beginning. A waterhole has become too small for too many mouths. Hyenas do not need to win every confrontation. They only need to appear at the moment everyone else is weakest. This is the reversal in their story. Hyena power does not come from being better than lions in every sprint. It comes from knowing exactly when others are tired, distracted, broken, or cornered. When a pride enters a period of transition and its hunting effectiveness falls, hyenas press harder. When a leopard kills on the ground and has not yet lifted its prey into a tree, they arrive. When water becomes scarce, they turn every drinking point into a negotiation of nerves. Though they are known as scavengers, hyenas are formidable hunters. They wear prey down, press herds into mistakes, and take full advantage of weakness. They also use carcasses to the bone. Those jaws leave almost nothing behind. In a world where dead flesh can spread disease, that is a job no one celebrates and yet everyone depends on. That is why hyenas are at once thieves, cleaners, and fighters. From wildebeest carcasses to the remains of buffalo, they turn death into energy faster than any speech about ecological cycles ever could. Then come the nights when moonlight lays itself over the waterholes, and hyenas stand at the margins watching lion and crocodile measure each other over the body of a dead hippo. A roar. A low answer from the river. Hyenas do not enter. Not yet. They know that conflict will always leave scraps. And if the plains hold hyenas, then prey animals can never simply be called prey. They have learned to survive through collective alertness. Zebras watch in stripes. Wildebeest shake the ground like a single body with thousands of legs. Buffalo raise walls of horn. Giraffes keep a circle of death around their own feet. All of it forces predators, lions, hyenas, leopards, to sharpen their skills through every dry season. Perhaps that is why people say not one bird falls unseen. And perhaps not one chase across these plains is meaningless either. Even the hunted are shaping the hunters. And when the night recedes and dawn paints the grass gold again, the question is no longer who deserves pity. The question is, who truly knows how to fight? As the heat continues to tighten its grip, even the wells dug by elephants begin to fail. The scent of distant water draws the herds away from the last scraps of safety and pulls them down toward the lower reaches of the Nile. But on this continent, a glittering surface has never meant peace. It is often only a thin skin stretched over another law, a world where the victor is not always the strongest, but the one who knows how to wait. In rivers like the White Nile, water is the final stronghold against the furnace heat of the savannah. The hippopotamus, the river's bulky giant, spends most of its life submerged to shield its sensitive skin from the sun. Yet that lumbering form is a dangerous illusion. In water, hippos can surge forward with astonishing speed, fast enough to reduce an intruder to mangled flesh before it fully understands what has crossed its path. Drought forces the hippo into a cruel compromise. As grazing land dries out, it must leave the relative safety of the river and march across cracked plains beneath the burning sun in search of nearly 90 pounds of grass every day. And although many imagine them as heavy, lethargic creatures, hippos are among the most dangerous animals in Africa. Their mouths open to impossible angles, their tusks are shaped like knives, and the violence of their anger can destroy anything that wanders too close. In these waters, the river has an owner. But hippos are not the only nightmare here. Nile crocodiles still line the banks like armored statues from another age. After large meals, they bask under the sun, not to rest, but to transform their bodies into biological furnaces, activating stomach acids powerful enough to digest almost everything from flesh and skin to hoof and bone. Lying side by side, they share heat, turning the riverbank into an immense engine of slow destruction. They're capable of sleeping with only half the brain at rest, while the other half remains alert, reading the slightest vibration in water and air. They seem motionless, yet every second, their nervous systems are tracking pressure, movement, and the smallest shift in the world around them. That stillness is not laziness. It is power, compressed and waiting for its moment. Then a force from the mainland arrives, and the entire order of the riverbank changes in an instant. A herd of elephants emerges. For them, the river is not merely a place to drink. It is a sanctuary where family bonds are renewed, where the matriarch confirms the memories she carries, where the social fabric of the herd is restored after a journey through dust and heat. The mere presence of elephants is enough to drive crocodiles back without a fight. One wise crocodile slides silently into the water, the others vanish after it, as though admitting that a greater authority has just taken command. And when the elephants take the bank, what is asserted is not only the dominance of one species, it is a deeper order. The invisible interdependence that binds all life on the savannah together. When the riverbank settles again, the story of Uganda continues through the sky. In the quieter wetlands, the shoebill appears like a relic from prehistoric time. Its bill is enormous, hard as stone. Its gaze is cold and vacant, almost inhuman. It can stand motionless among reeds for hours, so patient it seems more object than animal. But that stillness is its weapon. The instant a lungfish surfaces from the mud, that massive bill strikes with the speed of lightning. There is no drama, no flourish, only a precise ending honed by millions of years of evolution. Out on the sunlit grasslands, the secretary bird chooses a different path. It does not soar like an eagle. It walks across the earth on long, elegant legs, carrying an almost aristocratic beauty. Yet beneath that grace is a specialist executioner of the savannah's deadliest snakes. Each stomp can strike with several times its own body weight, enough to crush a skull outright. It is like a dancer performing on a stage built for death, precise, beautiful, and utterly without retreat. Higher still circles the African fish eagle, its cry spiraling through the sky like the voice of the continent itself. Its brilliant eyes can lock onto movement beneath the water from astonishing distances. Then it folds its wings and plunges like an arrow, lifting prey from the river with talons as sharp as blades. But when those wings come to rest in the branches, and the heat of midday thickens over Uganda, another phantom begins to move, the African leopard. While lions and cheetahs retreat in exhaustion, the leopard turns the middle of the day into opportunity. Beneath sparse shade and searing sunlight, its golden black body melts into the dry foliage. Drought demands patience from it greater than ever. It can lie for hours like a stone with eyes, watching for a young antelope or a troop of monkeys weakened by thirst. When it strikes, it tears open the silence with a short, precise burst of violence, too fast for the prey to cry out. But making the kill is only half the victory. In the hot, dry air, the scent of blood travels quickly, summoning hyenas and every other thief nearby. Without hesitation, the leopard must haul its kill into the branches, suspending its meal above the world below. On this land, survival is not only about taking food, it is about keeping it. While blood and hunting always seize the eye first, another power moves quietly beneath the surface of all this violence. It is the power of those who do not live by killing, yet determine who still has a chance to live. In Uganda, that power is most clearly embodied by the African elephant. The largest land animal on Earth does not merely exist upon the savannah. It reshapes it. A single adult can consume hundreds of pounds of vegetation each day. Elephants topple trees, tear branches, and open clearings where sunlight can strike the earth, allowing fresh grass to rise. The lifeblood of zebra, antelope, and countless other creatures. Wherever elephants pass, the landscape itself is rewritten, but their true strength is seen most clearly when the heat becomes merciless. In the dry season, when riverbeds become nothing but burning sand and natural waterholes have nearly vanished. Elephants use their tusks and feet to dig deep into the dry channels, following memory and instinct until they reach the hidden water table beneath the scorched earth. These temporary wells do not save elephants alone. They become lifelines for countless smaller animals struggling against thirst. Without them, many creatures would die before the rains ever had a chance to return. And in that moment, one is forced to accept a deeper truth. The greatest power on this land does not always lie in the claws of the hunter, but in the ability to nurture and protect life. The social life of elephants is as magnificent as their impact on the land. A herd follows an experienced matriarch, a being who carries within her memory a map of secret water sources and safe migration routes accumulated over decades. When danger appears, they close ranks instantly around their calves. That is not simply protection. It is a declaration from a species that understands that family is both the first and the final line of defense. And when those immense footsteps fade into the haze of dust, the legacy they leave behind begins to speak. The wells they have dug become gathering points for every kind of life trying to cling to another day. Warthogs arrive with low, rugged bodies, their bristled skin almost like natural armor against the harshness of the savannah. Their snouts tear into packed soil to uncover roots and hidden nutrients buried below the dust. They may seem clumsy, but they are creatures made of a rare balance between courage and caution. When cornered, their sharp tusks are enough to make even predators pay a price. Yet a warthog understands something more important than pride. Freedom is worth more than confrontation. The moment it senses an escape route, it bolts for dense cover or the nearest burrow, vanishing from death's reach. Under the blazing sun, zebras appear like a shimmering illusion. Their black and white stripes are more than individual markings. When the herd moves around a water source, those patterns form a living, visual barrier that makes it far harder for lions or leopards to single out one target. Then the impala breaks the stillness with explosive leaps. Light, narrow-bodied, graceful, it changes direction with a beauty that feels almost unreal. But on the savannah, no leap exists for beauty alone. Each bound is a survival calculation solved through speed, angle, and surprise. A life prolonged by inches, by fractions of a second, and by a body fast enough to use both. Behind that apparent lightness stands the eland, the largest antelope of the plains, an embodiment of quiet endurance. It tolerates heat well, browses the driest, toughest shrubs that many other herbivores ignore, and extracts nourishment from the poorest vegetation of the dry season. Its spiraled horns and immense body make it no easy prey for lions or hyenas. Yet even that strength can be broken when hunger pushes lionesses to the brink. In the thorn scrub, gaunt bodies with visible rib cages close in. The ambush unfolds not for glory, but because a lion dynasty on the edge of collapse needs a few more days of survival. When the eland falls in a cloud of dust, the savannah reminds us once more that sometimes one life must be spent so another bloodline can continue. Not far away, topies stand on raised mounds like ancient sentries. They see far, react fast, and remain taut with awareness at every small ripple of danger. This is not meaningless nervousness. On these plains, seeing death a few heartbeats earlier can mean the difference between retreat and ruin. And above them all rises the Rothschild's giraffe, a living monument to composure. It feeds at a height no other herbivore can reach, moves slowly but remains constantly alert, spotting lions and leopards from extraordinary distances. If forced to defend itself, one powerful kick can make most predators reconsider. The elegance of the giraffe has never been a sign of weakness. It is simply violence held inside a body so tall that it does not need to advertise it. The savanna survives not only because some creatures know how to bite a throat, but because others know how to break branches, dig the earth, keep watch, endure the heat, eat what no one else can, and turn their bodies into shields around the young. These herbivores are not a backdrop. They are the framework holding this world together. Nakuru, Ogoria, Magadi. At times, the alkaline lakes of Kenya push the horizon away from the color of earth and into a field of pink. Hundreds of thousands, sometimes more, of slim bodies with curved necks, inverted beaks, and red legs gather so densely that the water appears to bloom. Flamingos almost force the human eye to think first of grace. Kenya teaches something harder. Behind that blaze of color under the sun is a difficult life, tied to algae, microorganisms, water chemistry, seasonal shifts, lake depth, and the precision of ecological balance. Every stir of the feet in the mud, every side-to-side sweep of the head as the bill filters life from cloudy water is labor. They are not simply standing beautifully in bright light. They are processing water into nourishment, reading the lake through their own bodies. The colony depends on the right water levels, enough food, stable breeding conditions, undisturbed shorelines. A small change in any of those can unravel the whole phenomenon. That is what makes flamingos greater than their appearance suggests. An immense spectacle can be built on conditions that are frighteningly delicate. When a whole flock lifts at once, the sky does not erupt with the violence of a lion hunt. It shivers in another way. Thousands of wings beat. Pink washes through the air. The lake catches it and returns it. And in that moment, the flamingo becomes more than a symbol of Kenya. It becomes a miracle of synchronization. Proof that enormous beauty can still be made by fragile bodies moving together in the right place.